call this like a rant. I think I would consider more of like a bit of constructive criticism. Yeah, let me hear this rant. I want all the salt, brother. I'm gonna try not to be salty. It may come to that. I did have like a whole page of notes to talk about. Um, I'll try not to bore you too much. I'll try to be like somewhat salty in some parts. I think above all else, I'm gonna be true to myself, and I'm gonna speak from the heart here, despite the notes, and just kind of say what I feel needs to just be said for my experiences. So I guess I had to have some credentials, right? I've been playing Tekken 7 since it's come out on PC, since it like launched like what 4 years ago now. So I think I have some merit to kind of place my feedback somewhat and have some issues on how this game is being handled. So let's actually start off by switching to Tekken 7 here. And you know we'll talk a bit. Actually, there's one other thing I want to bring in. We need some music. Need a little bit of music. I'll play your Sunset. Hopefully it's not like overpowering my voice, but if it does, let me know. I'm gonna talk about this for a little while, and just kind of chill in the meantime. The matches will come eventually. So yeah, let's talk about Tekken 7 Ranked, right? So, you know, what is Tekken Ranked? What's its problems? What should it be? How can it change, right? So let's start with that, right? So, and I hope you guys can see this. Yeah. So what is like Tekken Rank, right? So Tekken Ranked is just like one of the main game modes in this game. Anybody who plays Tekken knows what it is. Like you go into ranked, you select a filter of like ranked restrictions or connection quality. You can select if you want like any type of ranked, which I'll get to in a second. +2 ranked, so like 2 people above or below you, or 3 above and below you in ranked. This is actually like the recommended setting. Jesus. And the connection quality. You know, you could choose to have perfect connection, or you could choose to have a you could choose to be paired up with really bad connections. Okay. And then you know you search for a match. I'm not gonna play a game, trust me. I'm not gonna do that to myself again. You choose left or right like you would, pick a character, whatever, and you go right into queue, right? And you launch into this training mode, and you know just like with player match, you find a match, you compete, you gain points, you lose points, go up in ranks, you go down in ranks. Yeah, that whole thing, right? Also, you don't even get to choose your training partner. What's up with that? I gotta put that in the notes as well. Okay, so, and feel free to like jump at any point if you want to discuss something in addition. I'll try to make it in there and respond to the chat as much as I can. But yeah, so that's what Tekken Ranked is. It's basically player match where you could fight against other people online as many times as you want once you match up with them. And depending on where your standing and their standing is, you get to go up and down. You get to gain or lose points, and potentially promo or demo. And there's brackets, which that's a discussion we'll talk about later. Rank needs a force 2 out of 3. That's in my notes. We will definitely get to that in just a second. Yeah, I definitely agree, Akari. And I will go into that in a little bit into this. So yeah, that's what Tekken Ranked is. And the reason why, before I just go into my criticism, is Wednesday I had a stream, and I lost quite a few fair matches. I got demoted like twice, my Hihachi. I got matched with some pretty cool players. I actually got matched with Big Majin. Got my ass beat for about 10 matches straight, which was awesome, honestly. And I just want to point that out. I don't really care how many times I lose, right? That's not what this is about. I don't care about losing my rank over some, over a good player that beats me, right? Or even some like, gimmicky player that just pulls out some weird tech that I've never seen before that I need to study on, right? That's fair, I get in the, someone pushes me down the dirt, I gotta get back up, learn how to play the game, and I gotta get, try again. That's part of the game, right? That's all part of the process. What I don't appreciate, however, is that we have had this game. Excuse me. We've had this game for about 4 years, and we are still stuck with the same issues that has been plaguing this game since it has come out in 2017 now. A game that has sold millions, and yet the quality is almost representative of that of an indie game, and it needs to be talked about, because if a conversation is not started, then either they're going to think everything's okay, or they're going to think that, there's no reason to change it. Why this is like this in the first place, though, it's probably part of their whole budgeting thing. But this game has sold so much that I feel like it deserves an overhaul. So, enough beating around the bush. Okay, what are Tekken's issues? So, or what should it be, right? Tekken should be, first and foremost, it needs to be a mode for competitive players that otherwise just cannot compete. And I mean tournaments, events, going to your local, say you got a guy who just works a 9-to-5 job. They can't really like go anywhere on a Friday night. They're tired, they're beat. They come home to get something to drink. Maybe some beer or something. I don't know. They open up Tekken. They want to play like something. They want to feel good for an hour or so. They open up rank. They open their like freaking Brawler King and just like beat up on a Lucky Chloe for like 5 matches straight, and then they're done. Like a good time, a good experience, right? That's what it should be first and foremost. Like anyone that doesn't have the tools or the means to play Tekken competitively, this is what this mode should be here for. First and foremost. That's what ranked should be. And in addition to that, it needs to have a form of matchmaking to pair similar skill players in the same environment. And on top of that, these goals need to have some positive reinforcement, right? They need to push people along. They need to make sure, hey, you're doing this right, and just push them along in that area. Tekken ranked mode only really succeeds in that third category, that third option, which is they've only really achieved after 4 years of updates, adding these statistics showing what you're doing and what you can improve on. This game mode absolutely no manner, in no way, does it achieve goal 1 or goal 2, and that is what I'm going to explain why this game mode desperately needs an overhaul. How accurate are the statistics, though? That's a good point. That can be called into question. I will give the game credit that it at least has those statistics, but you're definitely right in the sense that there's no real way to measure what is being tracked, because and we'll actually go right here, right, or it should be somewhere around here in the player options, because you can kind of see here, like I can't move, like I have high sidestepping, but I rarely sidestep moves. Yeah, and that's a fairly good point. Like you have this page up here, right? I have the page up here, and let's see, I have an S in combo damage, an S of aggressiveness, whatever that means. Like already, like I'm reading the second category and it's already vague. And this is not like for me, like in terms of me and you, Hikari. But what about the average Tekken player? Will they understand like what aggressiveness means? Will they understand like what aggressiveness translating to gameplay? Will they understand what tenacity means? What's defensive ability? What's punishment proficiency? Like we need explanations for these things. How are you measuring this? What do these things mean, right? And I don't mean like a developer should go, hell no, most of it is rare you fight. Not rare vague. Rare you write. Yeah, not rare vague. Yeah. You know, like what does it mean? You know, this is all vague. You know, the average Tekken player does not understand this. You know, you have these things, you know, perfect win rate. Okay, fine. You have all these side selection rate. Like this right category, I think it's fine. But these left stats, they need more explanations. You can't like select. You can't even go over it. You know, there's no way to. But yeah, I'll just give it like some sort of credit. There is something here, right? they really need to dig in and do something more with this. There needs to be details. That's the thing, like details. There's no details happening, right? How will we increase our aggressiveness? How will we increase our tenacity? Or agility. You know, is agility sidestepping? Is sidestepping agility? We don't even know, right? These are the things that, you know, Bandai Namco and Tekken Team need to really answer, and to help players understand how they can improve in this game. We don't need a developer on social media or like a subreddit post explaining exactly what these things mean. The game needs to explain this. You know, an average player should not have to just look up on the internet and go over what this stuff involves. I've had this issue with other games. I'm pretty sure Warframe is a particular game that I have played for so many years that has had this issue for so long. It's only recently that when, you know, before I stopped playing, that they were actually solving this issue where they needed to give people answers to their questions in the form of the codex. But this game seems to be plagued by similar issues where they just do not explain enough. But that is definitely a discussion, you know, we can always get into. I do think that there is some merit to the ranks, but they definitely need to do a bit more with it. But let's talk about the game mode. We haven't even gotten to the game mode, right? Neo got that ish covered, explains damn near everything. Credit to Neo then. I haven't played Neo myself, but you know, I'm sure it's doing something right there by the game. So Neo 2 Game of the Year 2020. Hell yeah, man. Actually, no, Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal or Risk of Rain 2. And definitely not Splunky 2. But anyway, so let's talk about the issues in ranked. And mainly the first two things. Splunky 2 a sleeper. All right, man. I did beat it. I'm not gonna lie, I did beat it. But I just didn't. I didn't get the hard version yet. I still have to beat the hard version. I gotta do all the extra stuff to get to the world. By Derek Yu is holding me back. Yeah, I keep saying that, man. You know, he was holding me back. I guess he let me go. But yeah, let's talk about some of these ranked issues, right? So, Tekken Ranked. Here's what Tekken Ranked has in specifics. Tekken Ranked has a system that allows you to rematch for as long as you want. And what's wrong with that, right? People love the deathmatch. They love to deathmatch each other. You know, they love it when, you know, you get, you know, two red rank players, like two, what's it called, vanquishers. No, I think that's orange rank, or Gembus. Sorry, you got two Gembus and they're going at it, you know, for like hours and hours on end, playing this, you know, one set, long set, an hour long. Freaking King, Paul Phoenix is bodying like a Nina player, you know, or back and forth, you know, and that's fun, right? But there are some problems with this feature. You can actually abuse this to gain rank, and I don't know I don't know if people really like are like aware of like how this can happen, but I've actually done it myself. I've actually done it, not like to a severe degree, but literally 2 weeks ago, I was playing as Heihachi. I think that's pretty common. I think so. I mean, like the issue, right? That it could be abused. I feel everyone has done it. Yeah, even I've done it. But it's still an issue. It's still a problem because anybody can abuse this. A person who is like 3 ranks ahead can still completely body someone. And as long as the opponent is like getting back up and trying again, this person is going to get to the next rank for free, basically, without having to go over the obstacles of the other opponents in their path in their similar rank. I did it. I got to Ryujin as Heihachi fighting a Marduk player who's in Fujin. I mean, yeah, he was 2 ranks below me, but I was winning like every other match. I literally won 5 matches in a row. I sidestepped all the freaking Yakuza players and just got to Ryujin. Like, does that seem like okay to anyone? Like that thinks of this game as a competitive game, like in a competitive sense, right? Ranked mode should be a game for competitive players. It's a mode for people to be competitive where you don't have a competitive environment currently. Does that seem off to anyone? Like, is it? You know, I feel it is. Yeah, everyone does it, but the game openly allows it, and everyone is trying to get that higher rank. So everyone is like desperately trying to claw on top of each other, trying to avoid players and play against people, despite what rank they are, in order to like have this feeling that they're performing better when they really are not. People who, especially people who just want to get the higher rank, will abuse the system. People, in particular, people who will do it on purpose. And it's not good. It's if you really want a ranked mode, and you said this, Hikari, but you need that 2 out of 3. You need to have that. Even maybe a 3 out of 5 if there's like a promo or demo chance, like some sort of guidelines. Let's no longer don't do the 1 round and you're done kind of thing. Well, if we have 4 set, what happens to death matches? Well, I'm glad you asked. You have player matches. Hey, look, right here, literally right here, and you don't have to play. You don't have to play rank to do it. You could find someone online and you could play someone. The only stipulation is that your rank does not matter, right? And I know the common argument for this is that you can basically match up with anyone, right? You can match up with someone who's completely new or someone that completely stomps you, but that's part of the point, right? People want that ranked DM demotions. I think this is like a situation. The ranked DMs. Oh, the ranked death matches. My bad. Yeah, I know people want ranked death matches, but that doesn't help them get better at the game, or it doesn't help them track their improvement. It's not gonna. If anything, it actually hurts them because it gives them a false sense of improvement. You should be getting higher ranks when you're actually performing better at the game, not bodying one person over and over again because you want to get to the next bracket. And then sure enough, there is a self-correcting system because people in the higher rank who actually deserve it will swat your ass right back down. And it happens. I mean, it happened to me last time I streamed. I fought Big Majin when I was at Ryujin. I got smacked. I got fucking swatted right down to freaking... God, I went down to Yakuza and I got ranked down to, what's it called? What the hell is that rank? There's Fujin, Raijin. I got swatted down to Raijin. It doesn't work. I mean, the correcting system works where people who are higher ranked than you will actually swat you down, but this shouldn't be happening in the first place. There should be an actual system here where people are playing actual sets as you should be in a competitive environment. And in going into that actually leads me to my next point. This ranked mode does not have any Tekken World Tour rules or any like competitive tournament rules. You cannot switch characters on loss. You can't switch stages on loss. There's nothing. There's no 2 out of 3s, you know, 3 out of 5s. None of that. None of that exists here. How is a ranked mode? I really need a character switch? Yeah, absolutely. You want to fight the same person? I think Mortal Kombat 11 has that. It does. I've played Mortal Kombat 11. It definitely has that. MK11 definitely has it, which is embarrassing. I'm sorry, but it's embarrassing for Tekken 7 to not have it. How can you not have that? Like it's pretty, like it's okay, pretty obvious. You're playing a character. Street Fighter 5 also doesn't have it. That's also embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry to Street Fighter 5, but that's also embarrassing. They need to get on that. But you know, you're playing a character against another. You're getting bodied. Like for example, right? What if I go into ranked mode, right? And I'm playing as Heihachi, and I go up against a Geese Howard on a walled stage, and I am losing. Maybe because I don't have twin pistons. And I'm like, man, I could really just switch to Kazuya, and I could just duck his highs and just launch him immediately before he has a chance to do that mid-low mix-up, right? Yeah, I could do that quick, you know, while standing 4-4, you know, after doing a, you know, a punish. But the character switch doesn't work on rank because each character has a separate rank. Right, that's part of the problem, and actually I'm going to get into that in just a second. I do have a solution for that. It's actually in the game. The solution is in the game, just as a quick tease, but yeah, I'll get into that in just a second. The stage thing definitely needs to happen, right? Because there are so many different types of stages in this game. There are infinite stages, there are stages with walls, there are stages with hexagons, squares. There are different types of stages, and different characters actually excel in certain types of stages. Infinite stages, characters with good backdashes, will actually freaking create space like no tomorrow. And your opponent, who's playing, like, you know, someone who doesn't have good movement, is forced to move in, and it's just gonna have to, like, take the, you know, play this game that's happening, you know? It's like a loss. And because you can't really switch stages, if you're in that infinite stage, it's just going to keep happening to you. You're stuck in that situation. But you know, back to like the Geese Howard thing. If I can just switch to Kazuya, I can use twin pistons and I can just launch him before he can do the mid-low mix-up, and then it'll teach him not to just do it. You know, more so than Heihachi ever could. But yeah, there's no switch or characters or stages on loss. There's no switch whatsoever. That is an issue, for sure. This game does not have anti-cheat. The next point. And this doesn't just like go into just fighting games, right? There are so many games nowadays that have anti-cheat. And before I just say this, I just want to say Bandai Namco needs to step their game up, because Fall Guys has fucking anti-cheat. Fall Guys has an actual anti-cheat in their system. Did you know that? You know, a game that's just about going from one side of the stage to the other, surviving. There's an actual anti-cheat system happening, and it boggles my mind. And I think it just relates to some of the decisions this game has when it comes to the information, I guess, being stored, and how open the game is to be just affected. Fall Guys was overrun by cheaters. You are correct in saying that, but they did respond. They did fix it. They addressed the situation, and they implemented it. Where's Bandai Namco? Where are they? They haven't done the best thing they've done is Murray has went on Twitter saying, "Hey guys, if you find a cheater, just tweet it at this like tweet it here, tweet the clip, and we'll like take action." There's no guarantee that we know that they're gonna get banned. There's no, like, it's not a good system because one, I mean, it of course assumes that everyone's like on Twitter who plays Tekken, and two, there's no report system either. There's no way to like just kind of say, hey, there's an issue with the game. This is what the issue is. I mean, I'm not to like say this kind of cliche thing, but it is 2021, and there are multiple games with report systems nowadays. Not just in fighting games, in multiple games like like League has a report system. I mean, Fall Guys has an anti-cheat system. What I want to say is that there needs to be some sort of accountability. There needs to be someone overlooking this game and making sure that rules are being enforced. And right now, there's no accountability whatsoever. I mean, like and this has been talked about at length. There are people who use auto low blocks, they use auto grab breaks, they use macros, and this hasn't been in the game for like a year. It's been in this game since like for 3+ years. People have figured out how to do this since like the Stone Age of Tekken 7. And it kind of brings me to my next point. I mean, honestly, which is saves are local. There's win in rank manipulation, and I mean, if you want to go into like, I don't even know if I have the replay because the game doesn't record it. Yeah. When I was streaming Wednesday night, this person that I fought against in a Heihachi mirror match actually was running, was rage quitting and save scumming. He had a 2-win rate when I first met him, and we fought on this stage, and then at the third, I think the third match, it might have been, but no, it couldn't have been. On the second match, I won. He rage quit, but it was way too late. I got the final hit in. He severed the connection, and connection was lost. I got 2 wins on him. I match up with him not even 5 minutes later, and his win rank is back to 2 wins in a row. He now has 2 additional wins, and he has his win streak back. There's no indication of him losing. Like, okay, fine. Like, okay, he's he save scum. I play him again. He does it again. Like, there's supposed to be 2 matches here, but there's a highlight that I put in this channel. You could watch the archive on Wednesday's stream, but I actually did a universal parry against his rage drive, which was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty freaking cool. But it wasn't enough to finish him off. And before I can get the finishing blow, he rage quit again. And I can only assume that he reset his save again, so that loss, this one loss that I got against him, didn't matter. So I mean, at the end of the day, it was a net 0. He won 1, I'd won 1, but I mean, he might have done it again. He did it for the last one. That was here. So, and this is a common thing that everyone on PC Tekken knows at this point, is that you can save scum. Basically, you can go to your local saves, copy and paste it. Like, it's just, there's no consequence to it. Something that also needs to be addressed. Where was I? Rage quitting. Rage quitting is, we just talked about it. There's no penalty for it. Barely, right? Rage quitting is just a thing where once you reload, they say, hey, don't rage quit. And they give you, like, you get a slap on the wrist. Yeah, basically. You get a slap on the wrist. and like, oh, other people could see how your disconnect rate, and that's it, you know. And that's insane to me. I mean, if you rage quit in freaking like League of Legends, for example, you know, you get like a warning at first. I'm pretty sure you get in some serious trouble with your account. Like, you get reported, like your account is in some fucking big trouble. I mean, and this doesn't have to apply to other fighting games, right? Tekken can learn from other online games in general, like League of Legends, or like Counter-Strike, or like, I mean, like any game, online game that has a competitive environment in it. This game needs a rage quit penalty that actually works. This is not going to enforce people to stay in games. I mean, if anything, it just like the lack of enforcement just, you know, encourages them to just quit. And I mean, if you rage quit, you rage quit. I mean, that's fair and all. I mean, maybe you gotta do something, or, you know, maybe you got somewhere to be. You know, maybe you rage quit at the beginning of the match, or you quit and you gotta go somewhere. That's fine. I'm just saying, it's for the people who rage quit on a consistent basis. There needs to be something for that, and right now there is nothing. My next thing is, and I know I'm gonna get some moans and groans. It's something that I've talked about in several cases. There's no decay system, and hear me out. I know what you. Some people might say, this game doesn't need a decay system. It doesn't need people to come back and just play ranked again. I'm telling you, people will get certain ranks in this game, and they will just stop playing, and the games online will become a ghost town. And I'm telling you, it's already happened. It's happened in Season 3. That's what I do. Well, yeah, you get, and I mean, you get like blue rank, or you get one of the gold ranks. You get Emperor, or you get like Yakuza, and I've done it, right? But you know, it's because like I'm happy with the rank, and I'm done, right? But ranked mode should be that way. If it's gonna be a mode where people want to, you know, play competitive Tekken in an environment where you can't play competitive Tekken, I think you should have other players, other players the opportunity to constantly prove themselves. And the lack of decay means that people can sleep on a rank, be rusty for like 1-2 months, come back, and then they just get absolutely slapped around because that's not what the rank they deserve anymore. They're like, oh, what happened? Oh, you stopped playing for 2 months, you idiot. You don't deserve that rank anymore, that Emperor rank. Now you're back at Yakuza, you know? I think that it's okay to like take breaks in the game, right? And I'm not saying like you gotta play Tekken ranked all the time. I'm just saying that if you get a high enough ranked, I think every once in a while you should be able to prove that you still earn that rank, and you should be able to prove that, you know, you can still play well, even if it's like for 1 or 2 sets, like 1 or 2 out of 3s, you know, just kind of show that you can still do it. Because without the lack of decay, you've got all these. There's like a ton of Tekken God Primes, and maybe we can take a look at it right here, right? These Tekken God Omegas. I'm pretty sure some might have cheated at this point, right? These Tekken God Omegas. This is crazy, by the way. I don't know. I don't know a lot of people. Look, I'm trying to learn this game. Oh my god. Oh, there's Joey Fury right there. I had a bunch of Tekken God Omegas day 1. Yeah, there's Shadow. But yeah, I mean, like, look at all these. But they'll never touch this, right? They may never touch this again. All these Tekken God Omegas, they'll never come back in to prove themselves. They got their rank. They're gone. You know, they're in the system. There's no need for them to come back. But because of this, there's so many players with these characters that are just dead in water, and this is part of the reason why these upper ranks are they're dead, because no one wants to risk losing their rank. Look at all these. Like, you're like, oh, I got the Tekken God Prime. Oh, I'm done. Like it's done. GG, call it a day, wrap it up. But this is part of the problem. This is why upper Tekken ranks are very much ghost towns, and you fight against the odd tournament player that you might fight every once in a while, because there's just not enough circulation going around, because no one wants to lose it. So I mean, like, there's just so many Tekken God Primes. There's so many, and I could bet you there's like double, triple, quadruple the amount of blue ranks that you'll probably never play online because they just don't have it in them to keep playing. And they should. They need to prove that they can earn that rank and keep it. That's a bit of a subjective thing to me. Like, I personally think the K should be in this game. You need to be, if you have a high enough rank, I think, say, Mighty Ruler rank and above, you need to be able to prove you can keep that rank. But that's just me. I think it's definitely okay to disagree with this, or anything for that matter. I'm not like, this isn't my like rule of law or something. This is just my viewpoint on the subjects. But yeah, I definitely think there should be a decay system. And okay, and I just kind of glossed over it, but I'm gonna say it again. This is horrible. This is horrible. The filter mode, this being ranked with anyone, connection quality, anything. This should not be. I personally don't think this should be a thing. I'm sorry, but it should always be this, and it should always be this. I get it that maybe you're not finding enough players, and maybe you want to set it to this or this. God help you if you set it to this. But like, this is kind of this is like when the ghost town thing happens, right? There's not enough people playing because nobody like is proving themselves. But here's the thing, right? This game has a consistent player base. There's a lot of people playing this game, more so than almost any other fighting game. Maybe besides Dragon Ball FighterZ, I think. But this is one of the most played fighting game players. This shouldn't. I don't think this should be a thing here. I don't know. This is like, I honestly feel like when you're playing in ranked, you need to be able to play against your own bracket. Your own opponent should be in a similar skill level as you all the time. We shouldn't have the system where you're just gaining points, but you're beating up someone that's like 3 ranks below you, right? I don't think that should be a thing. And if there is a decay system, if there aren't any rage quit penalties, I feel like things would be a lot more balanced, and these things wouldn't exist. And by the way, this should always be 5 only. You should never put yourself through 3 or above. That's just putting yourself through misery. But that's just my take on the matter. And then the final thing, I need to speak out about, and this almost escaped my gaze. I almost did not speak about this, but this training mode is really, I don't even have the words. I guess the word half-assed is the best way to describe this. This is so horrible. I'll give you like a good scenario. Hey, let's practice frame data on Kazuya. Okay, this does 10 frames, is plus 8 on hit. But let's figure out what it is on block. Oh wait, you can't. You can't, because there's literally like almost more than half of the training materials are not in this. You can't practice things that are on block, only that's on hit. You can like see like, okay, like, I can do this, I can do this, but if an opponent's blocking, like, how am I going to practice that in this mode as I'm waiting for an online match? You can't practice your opponent's moves. You can't practice what's going on block. You can't even practice an opponent's. You can't even select what your opponent is. The game selects for you. God help you if the game just says, oh, for today, your training partner is Kuma. Good luck practicing those electric combos. I mean, yeah, you can go back out and if you really don't want that training partner, maybe you just roll again, I guess. Let me actually see if that actually works. But even then, that shouldn't be a thing. Oh, I got Julia again, so I guess I guess if I play a few matches, it'll change, because that's usually what happens. But for crying out loud, man, some combos don't work against Kuma, and some Kuma setups don't work against Julia, So, why is it that we can't even pick our training partner in online? They went with the laziest option? Absolutely. They did go with the laziest option. There's really no other answer for it other than laziness. This is honestly one of if not the biggest offender in this whole thing. Beyond of course cheating and stuff is on the top, but this is really high up there. Street Fighter V can do any other game mode while waiting for a match. Yes, and that I will give Street Fighter V all the freaking credit. Right? Capcom did a great job in that department. They know exactly, hey, you can do any other game mode, just wait for a match. You get all the practice mode tools, to my understanding. I think you do. But in here, frame data, counter hit, rage. That's it. That's all you get. You don't get anything else. Good luck. Yeah, you get every option. Yeah, I knew it. And in here, where's the record option? Where's my move list? Punishment mode? Hello? Record option? Where are you? I want to practice that. Alright, cancel search, go all the way back. Let's watch the main menu. Let's go practice mode, and, but now I can't search for an online match. Now I gotta do this. I can select my partner. This is fine. This is good. But all this to me is that all this tells me is that I have to be in this mode and warm up before I go into the online training mode, which honestly is really bad. If I want to practice against a certain character, I know someone is playing Lars, for example, and it's man, I want to practice against Lars before I jump back in. I gotta go all the way back to main menu, all the way to offline mode to practice, select the option, and there I am, right? And now I have access to everything. I have the punishment training, the record option, the selecting my opponent's rage, throw escapes is, can we set that? Yes, we can in this mode. We can't do it on the online option, though. Input delay, oh my god, how can you not have an input delay option for your online practice mode? Even that's I'm speechless, just simply speechless. And if anyone asks, yes, this definitely matters. This is one of the most important things, and it's very surprising that to this day they've still butchered this this thing that's going on in Tekken 7. So just to kind of summarize, then okay, that is most likely everything I've said in terms of what's the issues. So what needs to be changed, right? In my opinion, saves need to be stored on the server, need to be inaccessible. Deals with the local save scumming. You can't cheat in the anti-cheat option, of course. You need to have anti-cheat programs in place. You need a report system. This game needs a report system, for the love of God. You need to have a way to report players without having to make a Twitter account, make a video, right? And then upload that video to at Murray or Harada or something, or whatever Twitter handle they gave the people, because that's just absurd. Decay systems, I personally think decay systems need to be put in place to maintain a player base in high levels. You need to get high players back in the game, and you need to get them to prove that they deserve those ranks. it's that way. Just Tekken is just not like a ghost town. People shouldn't be able to obtain Omega and then just keep it and just not play Tekken ranked ever, right? It needs to be proven. And to answer your question, like, well, Tekken ranked is kind of matched between ranks for each character. Well, use Tekken prowess. Tekken prowess is in the game, and it's honestly, and in my opinion, is much better than the ranked options in this game will ever be. Personally. And I know it's like another option where you can't really specifically see the statistics on it, but I honestly feel like Tekken prowess works so much better in determining skill value across the board than just having each character have their own ranked, personally. I think that if they use Tekken prowess going forward over Tekken ranked, I feel like the game could be a lot more competitive overall. If it does what it says, I agree with that. Okay, cool. I mean, at least if one person agrees with me, it kind of makes some of the rambling worth it. But I mean, it's basically the equivalent of like a Nilo rank. I mean, they even said themselves, it keeps track of your wins. Not even that, but the statistics that they kind of monitor as well. This. Well, no, not that. This, right? It keeps track of this, of these stats. We just need to know what these stats represent and how to improve them. If they improve that and use Tekken prowess going forward, I would be completely okay with that. And that would definitely kill one of the biggest things that is affecting Tekken ranked, and that is people leaving a match when they're low on their rank to avoid a demotion, because that is also a thing that also happens. There's so many things they can do with Tekken prowess and I feel like these ranks, like these Yakuza, these Ryujins, these fighter warrior ranks, these are outdated. These don't work anymore. And it's been proven, people abuse the system. You got a great working system with Tekken prowess, and they should use it. And I think the last thing, personally, there needs to be no more death matches in ranked. I don't care if you have like that 2-hour Korean death match that I love to watch on Twitch, where like top players just find each other online and on ranked, and they do like a 2-hour session, like beating each other up, and it may be like awesome, but there's too many problems with this that stems from it. Yeah, you get these cool death matches and people are watching them and enjoying them, but it's completely abusable. So I honestly do think there needs to be 2 out of 3s or 3 out of 5s. You got to replicate the Tekken World Tour rules as close as you can, and just kind of keep it in line with the competitive nature. Because otherwise, ranked is just player matches, but with this title system, that really doesn't work. That's really all ranked is at this point. It's like it's put together like with straws, and then for 4 years people have just accepted it, and I really don't. And I think, and because of that, I'm just not going to play ranked anymore. I've kind of taken my stance on it. I took a break before because there were some things that bothered me with cheating. I mean, some influential Tekken content creators honestly spoke about cheating at one point, completely missing the point where, like, oh, these people are cheating, but it's not on Bandai Namco, it's on the cheaters. They would never play in an offline setting. No. the point is that, no, cheaters will never go in an offline setting, for one. And two, it's not even about the cheaters, it's about, helping those that try to have a competitive environment without having the opportunity to go into tournaments. That was like the first thing where, you know, it kind of snapped in me that there's just something wrong with Tekken Ranked, right? Where people just cheat to get to the next rank. In this recent this Wednesday stream that I had, kind of just broke everything, and I'm just no longer going to participate in ranked match. And I do apologize to anyone that likes to see me play ranked, especially when I get matched up with Roshka every once in a while. And I just find him online and we just go for like a few matches, and that's fun. But I can't in good conscience play this game's mode and enjoy it when it has so many issues, and that it's in the back of my mind every time I play it. Like I'm having fun, like in the match to match experience, but in the back of my mind, I don't have that. Like, I can't go along with things without speaking about it and, you know, just saying it's okay to play this mode. It's not. It's not a good mode. It doesn't work. Your time is better spent getting good in player matches, fighting against random people, and improving. We need hotshots back. Yeah, I mean, yeah. For us, we're the lucky ones, right? You know, we have local environments. People who are in, like, I don't know, like some part of the Midwest or something, they don't have like an active environment where people can play against each other locally. They're stuck with this. They're stuck with these modes. They're stuck with ranked. Ranks, you know, horrible training options and, you know, cheaters and save scummers. They're stuck with that. You know, we're the lucky ones. We're the fortunate ones who get to go to a local environment maybe when COVID's all over and get to, like, enjoy Tekken how it's supposed to be played. But this absolute mockery of, or rather an abomination of competitive Tekken is like right here for people to play, and I'm just gonna say you shouldn't play that. You should at least do yourself the favor and play player matches so you can at least recreate what an arcade experience is, where you match up with random people and you're not really sure what you're gonna get when you match up with someone, or what their behavior is gonna be like despite their rank, right? But yeah, I'm really not gonna just you know, trick myself into enjoying ranked anymore. There's too much wrong with it for me to like enjoy. And if you agree with that, I mean, if you agree with that, then that's cool. If not, that's also cool. If you enjoy ranked still, despite it all, then more power to you. You know, just keep playing ranked. But in my opinion, it's not worth it. If you really want to play this game in a competitive environment right now, you gotta like find a tournament or an online tournament or something like that. But ranked Tekken is not the answer. At least not right now. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on the matter. Jeez, I spent an hour talking about this. Yeesh. Yeah. All right. That's enough of me being critical. I kind of want to go back to chill Tekken matches. But yeah, if anyone just kind of like tuned in, I just know I missed the chat.